Completing lap 58, Jimmy Johnson will lead him down. We have 34 cars on the lead lap. Jeff Gordon, the final car on the lead lap. Here comes Jimmy, Tony Stewart, Greg Biffle, and Jeff Burton.
As we watch these cars, you see Carl Edwards has got 5 cars in between him and being that car for the free pass. You can see him down the bottom there. So he's going to have his work cut out for him in trying to get in that position that Jeff Gordon got himself in position before that last caution. He's going to race hard. He has a good race car, and we have a long race. We're only 60 laps into this 334-lap race. So plenty of time to make it all happen.
We just joined our coverage. We've had 3 different leaders, 4 lead changes. Jimmy Johnson led the first 8 laps, and Tony Stewart led the next 12. A.J. Allmendinger actually led during the pit stops for 1 lap. And Jimmy Johnson back the leader now. They're 3 wide on the straightaway here.
Right there's the risk that's involved here. He's going to have to race these lap cars. They're not going to give him anything. He's going to have to race them for these spots.
43 car Bobby Labonte and the folks from General Mills and Cheerios painting this car pink for a very special cause.
Yeah, it's breast cancer awareness month, and Bobby Labonte, his team, Kyle Busch and his team, and Elliott Sadler and his team all have some pink on their cars. Bobby Labonte is mostly pink this week, and you know, we've supported the Susan G. Komen Breast Cancer Foundation for many years, and all of these guys are in the act, and these race teams and sponsors. Great effort on their part. Dave?
And working this weekend with crew chief Jeff Mendering, they've been battling between a car that's good in but tight in the center, or a car that's really loose in and good in the center. Early on in the run here, they've gone the faster route, loose in and tight in the center, but they had to take a little bit of that back out just to give the driver a little more comfort.
43 car being shown back in 14th position. Pretty good group here. The 88 car, Dale Earnhardt Jr. up in 6th. Boyer back in 7th. The 5 car of Casey Mears is being shown a lap down. Remember, Casey's Cup win came here at this racetrack back in the spring of 2007.
Oh, trouble.
84 car, Mike Skinner and Schrader.
1 and 2.
2 veteran drivers getting together right here early in the race. That's kind of not typical of these guys to get into a problem this early in a race.
And not a lot of give and take out there right now. We see a lot of 3 wide racing and guys making some moves that getting them in trouble.
Mike Skinner filling in that 84 car. Scott Speed will take over next week. There is Kenny Schrader, former winner here at this racetrack. I'll show you what happened to these 2 veterans.
Speaking of 3 wide, here they are again.
Somebody
sticking in.
Oh, there's the problem. Michael Waltrip got into the grass. Then Kenny didn't give him quite enough room right here. That'll move. That caused a little give and take getting down into turn 1.
Does that, and these guys are racing awfully hard early in this race.
It surprises me that these veterans are doing this. I mean, Kenny Schrader knows better than to jump out on the outside of these guys early in the race. I think right here, Kenny might even be a little bit upset with Mike Skinner not knowing why he got forced up into him.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he saw all of what took place to get Mike to that point.
Now from Michael Waltrip's on board.
Michael getting a run here. Kind of ran out of racing room there as far as the asphalt goes.
So 3 wide, 2 wide.
Well, Michael made a little room for himself.
Wall behind.
Damage on the right side. Here's the 11 car of Denny Hamlin. Remember the hard lick he took at Talladega while leading when he had a tire come apart.
He's given up the 8th spot to come down pit road.
Kevin Harvick also in. Shannon.
Kevin Harvick says this car is terrible. It is plowing. They are going to go 8 rounds up on the track bar, guys. This car is not good for this 2019 for Kevin Harvick. Dave?
Nothing that drastic for Denny Hamlin at this point, Shannon, but they did want 4 fresh tires and to top this car off with fuel. Seems guys like some of the guys want to get off cycle with the other competitors on these pit stops.
The only problem, this is a decent strategy, but the only problem with it is you get behind a lot of cars and you can put yourself in a bad spot.
Working caution for the 3rd time tonight. There have been a total of 12 laps under the yellow. Back with more from Lowe's Motor Speedway in just a moment.
Hey, can I ask one more time? There's no way you can How can I say you lose it after the yellow?
It's a joke. This is unbelievable. They said we didn't beat the 48 to the end of pit road when the caution came out.
Now Carl's still trying to figure out, along with his crew chief Bob Osborne, how they wound up a lap down. Just to re-explain the rule, there are two lines on pit road that when you're on pit road, Carl's fumbling with a lot of switches there.
Can't get that car to crank, it won't fire.
See how power?
The restart deal.
Yeah, you can turn it over, it's not cranking.
He's lost ignition system. He's trying to switch boxes and get this thing fired back up. It's not listening.
Well, this is a huge mistake, right, or a huge problem for Carl Edwards.
Looks like they're calling off the restart right now. He's trying to get it fired up. It can be a couple different things.
What your gauges say about anything? Or they're dead?
He might have hit the button on the steering wheel
power to the car.
accidentally.
All the fans work, everything works, just no ignition, no spark.
All right, we'll try to get pushed down pit road here, pull the hood, see if anything's loose.
Here comes a tow truck. They're going to give you a shove here. He's about 100 yards back.
Guys, we're going to open the hood up, see if any wires are off. Somebody needs to go, Jason. Need to go in the side of the car, make sure all the stuff's connected to the coil and boxes and all that.
All right, so you see Carl Edwards' car going to get pushed back onto the pit road. He's going to lose another lap here. And Rusty was about to talk about a button on the steering wheel. Let's go to our Chevy cutaway car. Tim Brewer, want to show us what that's all about?
Thanks, Alan. Right here's the kill switch, folks. When you activate that switch, it shuts down the ignition system. But what they need to do is go back over here and disconnect it, put their bypass switch right here, go back through the ignition system, make sure that they're on ignition 1, the primary ignition, and try to fire the car. If they're not successful with that, what they might need to do is go to the backup system. But you have to make sure that these switches are implemented properly, because if you have got them crossed up, the thing's not going to fire.
And just to reiterate what that switch is for, that's a safety feature NASCAR mandates on the car.
The wires look bad in here. They all look good. It could be just a switch or something under the, in the engine compartment.
It's a safety switch that in case a driver goes into the corner, lifts his foot off the gas and the throttle hangs, he can shut the engine off in a hurry without having to reach up to the dashboard for the ignition switch.
Absolutely right. But Carl's a pretty smart guy. There's no doubt about that. I'm sure he's went through everything on the switches, and he's trying to figure out, get it in sequence. Mike, what's it look like down there?
Well, they're going to pop the hood, Rusty. They're going to look at all the wires to see if anything has either melted or come disconnected underneath the hood. Roush's engine guy there, Mike Messick, is over the wall as well, taking a look, trying to investigate the situation, but obviously not where they need to be. They've had all kinds of problems tonight between a vibration and now this electrical problem, so they're going to try to diagnose it now.
Probably the damn switch right here.
Carl Edwards and mistakes and issues and problems. They had a tire vibration loose, come down, lose a lap, had to come back in, left a lug nut off the left front, and now the car has just quit on the restart. He is now 2 laps down and still sitting in the pits.
This is huge. This has got huge implications for Carl Edwards and this team for their fight for this championship. They're really feeling the pressure here. This is, you hate for something like this to be taking you out of it.